I think it's time to start talking about our new project that's going on here at Phoenix Productions. You ready? And hello, everyone. It is Tom. It's FANzine Live. We have a very special edition today of classic zines, but also a little bit of a Phoenix spotlight. And that is because we have a brand new project that it is time to formally announce to the world. You know that I am a fan of the Hutchinson Brothers, Anthrax Press. Such stories as these ones. We've actually done a video on My Fish Told Me of the Craving, but we also have a few others. Boris the Spider and Tales of the Giant Octopus. We've got a few others. The Hutchinson Brothers come out of Michigan, and they live outside of Detroit. They've since relocated within Michigan. They don't live together anymore. They're obviously on their own with their own families and the like. But they are in the business now, having at least one retired. Daryl has retired. Joe has not. And so Daryl is starting to pull together some of Joe's classic mini comics like this and reissue them in a much more elegant style. And as I was doing my work with Steve Willis, as we were reissuing Steve's work in Collected Cranium Frenzy Project with its 4 volumes, Daryl sends me a note out of the blue and says, "Hey, I'm working on collecting these things. I would like to work with you. And perhaps maybe you could do the same type of treatment for our work." Well, it's not entirely the same, but we are in the process of doing some stuff together, and I want to show you where we are at now. First and foremost, Daryl is a graphic designer by training. He knows how to work his way around a keyboard. He knows his way around graphic design and digital art programs. And the first thing he did was he got the masters of as many of these as he could, scanned them in, and has remastered them. You know, all those videos I did for the Collected Cranium Frenzy where I was remastering and scanning and remastering and doing all that. Daryl has all this done. In addition, he is really good with color. And so he has not only remastered these black and whites, he has since turned them into color. And he's gone from a 1/4 page mini comic up to, and I'm going to pull this off to the side now, a magazine style book. This is a very early proof of what we've got. I know we're going to call it Joe's Comics. I don't even know that we're going to call it book 1. The cover I kind of like. I did the design on this one using some pieces of Joe's artwork. Got to fix this part here, because again, with a proof, you read these things over and you look at how the digital work that you send to, in this case, Amazon, comes back, and you make your tweaks to make it look better. So I have some work to do on the spine. And they did this thing called Joe's Comics and pulled together a number of their pieces. I do love this quote from Tim Corrigan. This was from Small Press Comics Explosion number 7. Basically, in a review, Tim geeks out over getting a copy of some Anthrax Press books, and he says, "You will not believe how wild these comics are." And you are right. We're so right. Daryl did the logo. Nice looking one there. And then we get into the book, and there's a lot of work that has to be done on this. Don't think that this is coming out anytime soon, but I wanted to share with you what Daryl and Joe have done and where we're going to be taking this. We have full-size magazine here. Actually, it's a trade paperback. Right now, this comes in right around 100 pages. I think we're probably going to end up splitting it into 2 books because the full color cost coming out of Amazon is high enough that I think I want to split it into 2 so that the price point drops rather considerably. Daryl has his self-portrait there. Joe, sure, yeah, that's his portrait, right. Nice biography on Daryl, nice biography on Joe. I offer up a foreword, and then we get into the book. And take a look at this. This is classic Joe Hutchinson cartooning, remastered and colored by brother Daryl. Remember Boris the Spider? Let's take a look at Boris the Spider. This is what we're dealing with here. He has taken each page of the mini comic, scanned it, remastered it, and colored it. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful what he's done. So yeah, we've taken a 48-page mini comic, Boris the Spider, and turned it into a 6-page magazine style piece. Then let's see what's next. My fish told me of the craving. This one, he did the pages a little bigger, but you can again see we've got some remastering done. This time he took the cover, reworked it, and threw in some of his work here and re-lettered, re-scripted a little bit to make it work. But look at this. I mean, the difference here. Let me get to this page. Oh, where is it? Well, there we go. Yeah. Check that out. Look at the difference between this page with the 3 panels and this section with the 3 panels. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. This is really special stuff. Love how he works with the shading. He does some really neat things with the, if you will, the psychedelics there. I like how he left this part straight black and white. Dreaming of death. Go straight to black and white. Makes it striking that way. Truth about Turkey Day. The Halloween hooligans. Just gorgeous work. I Married a Witch Doctor. One of my favorites. This is absolutely one of my favorites. Fortress of Solitude. That's where they hang out with the mosquito. The Grease Monkeys, where the monkeys come in and provide cheap labor to run an auto shop. Coffee facts from around the world. Now, you can tell the cartooning is a little different here. Joe has put in some of his newer work. Most of the stuff he has is from the 80s, the 86, 87, 88 range. Not all of it. This stuff here, Pablo, these are strips that ran in Small Press Comics Explosion. I found them, scanned them, sent them off to Daryl. Daryl cleaned it up, colored them. They're now going to be in here. Hunchback's pickup lines, Bad Bear. I mean, this stuff is just great. Look at the cartooning on this one. And then also look at the backgrounds, planets and galaxies and stuff like that, and stars. So you can tell where Daryl has really come in strong. The metal backgrounds for the spaceship for the first men on Pluto. But at the same time, he kept the cartooning as it was, the beautiful cartooning. But I think when I look at these eyeballs, I see Jeff Gaither's work. And I will also tell you, as we go through, we do have a Joe Hutchinson and Jeff Gaither project where the guys did some work together. And it goes on and on and on. This was in a sign-up showcase, I want to say, by my friend Matt Kanarakis. Joe contributed 22 days to a trained dog. Tales of the Giant Octopus. We're back. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. That is incredible. Talk about making the cartooning just shine. I mean, yeah, this is the original stuff. There's no question this is the original stuff. And there's a nice historic type feel to the original work. But when you get a master like Daryl doing his part on it, dang, that's amazing. So yeah, we've got some of the wildest, craziest, loony bird, some of the wildest, craziest cartooning of the 80s by one of the best cartoonists of the time, working with his brother, who also was a terrifically, and still is a terrifically good artist in his own right. Doesn't draw anything like this. And then they got brother Dwayne. I didn't even know there were more Hutchinsons who drew, but the Roachmeisters, he did a few pages of that. Night on the Clown. I mean, it goes on and on. Just incredible. Then in the back, this is really kind of neat. Daryl sent me a few of his comics. And back in the 70s, apparently, this one says 1976. Back in the 70s, Daryl tried to get into, I want to say it was Hot Rod magazine. And so he sent these cartoons in the hopes that he could get into that magazine. Apparently didn't work, but we've got the cartoons. And I got to say, Daryl's work is really nice. And then we got a little stuff for me. So yeah, this is the first draft. This proof is going to, I've got about 20 or 30 points that I've sent off to Daryl and Joe to take a look at, because I want to make sure that we get this right by everybody, that we present their work in the best light, that we present nice cohesive packages, and that we do it at a cost that will make sense for the buying public. So we've got a lot of work to do on this, but I'm here to tell you the raw material that we're working with is just gorgeous. We are on our way. Some of the great cartooning of the 80s, a perfect accompaniment for the likes of a Steve Willis. Steve goes a little more cerebral. Joe and Daryl go a little more edgy, wild, manic. Say however you want. It's all fun. It's all good. You're going to enjoy it when it comes out. Joe's Comics. It's in the works. Folks, this was FANzine Live, Classic Zines, and Phoenix Spotlight. We'll put our classic zines back out so you can take a look at them. And in fact, I will even show you, we have so many more Joe comics that didn't make it into this. I've got so many more. It goes on and on and on. There could be very easily another 1 or 2 big volumes of Joe's comics. So we've just started. Very exciting. Folks, let me know what you think. Have you ever read any Joe Hutchinson works? Any Daryl Hutchinson works? Let's not leave Daryl out. Have you read any of their work? Have you got any in your personal collections? Is there anything in particular that you really like that you want to see in an upcoming issue, or upcoming edition, an upcoming book? Love to talk more about it online in the comments. So leave one if you're so inclined. Don't forget, as always, like the video, subscribe to FANzine Live, and tell your friends, because this, my friends, is the launch of Joe's Comics at Phoenix Productions. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you're as excited as I am, and I will catch you next time.